Welcome to our celebration of the winter solstice, also known as Yule. Today is the shortest day of the year and the longest night. Tonight, the darkness rules. Yet we rejoice in the light to come as each day moves us toward the spring and new growth. We come together to celebrate the turning of the cosmic wheel, a constant cycle of dark and light, death and rebirth, where nothing is ever lost and all things have their proper time and place. Today, we rejoice together. We will now cast our circle and create a sacred space.
Spirits of the East, I conjure you. Come into this circle and stay till we're through. Whirl and twirl till the magic has ceased. We invite you. Come forth, share the fun. Blessed be.
I conjure you now, O spirits of fire, spirits of sun, of love and desire. Illuminate our magic until it has ceased. We invite you. Come forth, share our fun. Blessed be.
The watery spirits of the cold winter chill, of ice and sleet and of snow on the hills, flow with us now till the magic has ceased. We invite you, come forth, share our fun. Blessed be.
O spirits of earth, I arouse you from sleep. Quake hold our roots in your womb, warm and deep. Bring our circle your richness till the magic has ceased. We invite you, come forth, share our fun. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Our chalice will be lit, and our Yule log as well, by Leslie Evans and Hazel Erdogan. And as they light this chalice, let's say the words printed in the order of service. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. And having already said the opening words, let's sing Deck the Halls, which is an old Celtic tune and thought. So it's number 235 in your hymn book. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Tis the season to be jolly. And now I invite Ann Mumford to do our first reading.
Good morning. Happy solstice. This is a song of the winter solstice by Spider, who is a Native American woman. As the sun appears less and less each day and the winds blow cold from the north, we retreat into our personal sacred spaces to dream and vision, gifts of the wintertime. Outside, the trickster spirit is teaching the lessons of survival. Storms, harsh winter weather brings challenges to our shelter, our mobility, even our health. Few plants are still growing, Most of them have already been harvested or mulched. The tree spirits have retreated into their roots, traveling down into the womb of the earth mother for replenishments. Their green leaves are all gone. Likewise, many of our animal sisters and brothers have migrated to milder climates or settled into their nests for the sleeps of hibernation. While Trickster is teaching us his lessons, the mother herself has quieted in her cycle during this season of rest. This is our time for learning and healing. After a summer of traveling and sharing, and the fall that brought busy work preparing for the winter, we settle into the quiet winter to integrate our experiences. Traditionally, work has slowed down into the colder months as we humans turn inward to listen to the voice of wisdom. This is the season of the Kasava Mother, the keeper of the wisdom of the North. She brings knowledge that is gained through our experiences. So in this season of rest, we integrate the lessons that we have learned. Our attention turns from social gatherings and sharing circles to activities of our own, reading, meditating, and baking bread. There is much time on a short, snowy day to sit by the fire and think. Since Trickster brings challenges to our health, we also learn of healing during the winter. Through hardships of the colder months, we learn the needs of our bodies. The gifts of our harvest that we have prepared in the summer and the fall are most welcome now to bring strength to keep us balanced. By listening to our inner voices, we learn what to use for healing. In the winter, the tiny hummingbird disappears only to be seen again in the spring. The bird of the north represents transformation that is brought about in this time of darkness. Hummingbird medicine follows the sun's cycles as it shortens, and then as it begins to appear a little longer each day in the sky. Our spirits are reflected by the hummingbird, who retreats each winter to be healed and transformed, and to reappear wiser in the spring, as we once again go around the medicine wheel of the year. When we walk the winter with the guidance of the Kasava Mother, we approach our hardships as lessons and learn from them.
This is the first verse of the Lord of the Dance, and in this version, the Lord of the Dance represents life itself. When she danced on the waters and the wind was her horn, the lady laughed and everything was born. And when she lit the sun and the light gave him birth, the Lord of the Dance then appeared on the earth.
So I would like at this point to invite anybody up who would like to hear a story.
Hi, this is on. That's good. Nice job with the cutting, Amanda. Okay. And you know that our director of religious education, Karen Belmont's Grace, usually does these stories. And in fact, she writes these stories, which are always wonderful. And this one is no exception. She wrote this story today. But you know, she lives a ways from here, and the weather is bad this morning for driving. So she had an hour or so drive. She couldn't make it today, but she sent the story, and I'm going to read it, the wonderful story that she wrote. So I want to start by asking if you know what today is. Do you know what today is? Yeah. What's Sunday? 4 days notice. Yeah. And anything else? What do we call today?
Winter solstice.
Winter solstice. That's right. Yeah. And what is winter solstice?
21st of December.
The shortest day of the year.
It's the shortest day of the year, the longest night. Right. So that's what today is. And people celebrate it in various ways. Even Christians celebrate it on Christmas Day. And the day just got removed a few days from solstice and put with the Christian story to it. But that's what we're celebrating today. Nice? And so let me tell you a story about the Grinch who stole solstice. Every UU in Uville liked solstice a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north of Uville did not. The Grinch hated solstice, the whole solstice scene. He hated the candles and branches of green. He hated the darkness. It gave him the blues. So he stood there on solstice, hating UUs, staring down with a frown from his sour fruit tree at the brilliant truth window at KUUC. He knew the UUs were joined in a mission to honor the pagan solstice tradition. They're dancing with antlers, he snarled with a sneer. Today is the solstice, it's already here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find a way to keep solstice from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all you boys and girls would wake up in the morning and greet the new world. The sun would begin to return on that day. There'd be more hours of daylight for children to play. Then UUs, young and old, would have no need to worry about creatures like him who were scary and furry. The light would restore them in hope and good cheer. Happiness, dear the Grinch. I just can't stand to hear. Those UUs do something I like least of all. Every UU in Uville, the tall and the small, will stand close together with solstice bells ringing. They'll stand hand in hand and they all will start singing. They'll sing of community and being together. They'll sing through the darkness, whatever the weather. And the more the Grinch thought of the solstice day sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Since the start of all time, yeah, terrible, huh? Since the start of all time, I put up with it now. I must stop solstice from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick minister's mantle and cloak. And he chuckled and clucked. Oh, my great Grinchy brain! With this mantle and cloak, I'll look just like Red Jane. All I need is a sermon. The Grinch started to write. I'll tell them there's no hope of seeing the light. They will know only darkness for all of their days. Then they'll follow me in their deep, deep dismay. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the UUs were dreaming sweet dreams without care. And the Grinch made his way to the KUUC. He snuck in the chilly sanctuary. And he waited for UUs from far and from near, all coming the Solstice sermon to hear. Then after a while, he heard from the chancel the tiny click of an unlocking piano. Vladimir had arrived with music to play to help the UUs celebrate on this day. The Grinch flung to the shadows, his sermon in hand. So far, the morning was going as planned. Very soon, those UUs would awake from their snooze and all come to worship with other UUs. Then I'll tell them the darkness will not go away, said the Grinch, as he thought of the words he would say. They'll all be so sad, they'll all cry, boo-hoo. Then they'll all turn to me to find out what to do. It was 9:45, and the UUs were coming. Morris dancers came skipping. The choir arrived humming. Red Jane was delayed just a minute or two by a troublesome pebble stuck deep in her shoe. The Grinch saw his chance. To the pulpit he climbed, and he read out his screed as the Sunday bells chimed. He spoke about nighttime, he spoke of the dark, he spoke of the snow, burying flowers in the park. Those flowers are gone, they're not coming back, and neither will the sun, crowed the mean, Grinchy hack. The Grinch finished his sermon and sat himself down. He stared out at the UUs, his face in a frown. Pooh-pooh to UUs, he was Grinchishly humming. They just found out that no solstice is coming. They're sitting there now, I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the UUs from Uville will all cry, boo-hoo! That's a noise, screamed the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. As he did hear a sound rising up from the crowd. It started out quiet, then grew quite loud. But the sound wasn't sad. It was not filled with dread. The sound sounded warm, like fresh pumpkin bread. He stared down at the UUs, the young and the tall, standing together, the old and the small. There was joy in their faces and hope in their eyes. And the shadowy Grinch couldn't hide his surprise. Every UU in Uville, the tall and the small, started sing just the same. And they stayed on the chancel and watched the UUs all practicing their freedom to choose. To come to be together on this darkest day, to banish fear and dispel dismay. And what happened then? Well, in Yule they say that the Grinch learned a lesson on that solstice day. He learned that at solstice we call back the light and remember that daylight always follows the night. So the Grinch kept on coming to the KUUC, where he became part of a great community. He came in the autumn, he came in the snow, he came in the springtime when sweet lilacs grow. He learned that the darkness is nothing to fear, so long as you have good friends gathered near. He knows that community is where we draw power, and he himself, the Grinch, hosts coffee hour. This is not a great story. Thank Karen next time we see her. So you can go back to your seats now. No classes today. This is an intergenerational service. We'll all sing some more and hear some more stories.
Jack and the Green again for a song.
So we're going to sing the Four Noble Trees, and we'd like you to join in with us on the chorus. Oh, the holly bears a blossom as white as pure silk, and the lady bears a green man when the ewes give their milk. And the lady bears the green man, our first hope for to be, and the first prince of the springtime, it is the birch tree. Birch tree, birch tree, and the first prince of the springtime, it is the birch tree. The birch tree bears a leaf, oh, as green as the moss, and the lady bears the green man to dance in the grass. And the lady bears a green man so that merry we might be. And the princess of the Maytime is the young hawthorn tree. Hawthorn tree, hawthorn tree. And the princess of the Maytime is the young hawthorn tree. The hawthorn bears a prickle as keen as the sun, and the lady bears the green man to die in the corn. And the lady bears the green man, a harvest for to be. And the first queen of the autumn is the old apple tree. Apple tree, apple tree. And the first queen of the autumn is the old apple tree. The apple bears a fruit, oh, as blood it is red. And the lady bears the green man to rise from the dead. And the lady bears the green man, our last hope for to be. And the first quaking of the winter, he is the holly. Holly, holly. And the first king of the winter, he
Thank you. What a treat it is to have you with us here today. And now for all the gifts that we receive from our religious community, it's time to accept the offering of our gifts to it. And I would like to invite any visitors to pass the basket as it comes. You are our guests today. May these gifts be blessed by the love with which they are given. I invite you to join me in a spirit of meditation or prayer. O Spirit of life and beauty, we join our hearts and minds together in a time of meditation or prayer, spoken, silent, sung, and shared. It is a precious time, and all precious times want preparation. So I invite you to settle yourself in a straight posture, both feet grounded on the floor. Take a deep breath. Hold it until you notice you need to breathe out and relax. I invite you to close your eyes, for vision is the single most energy-intensive activity of our brains. This day is the winter solstice, a time when those who are very attentive to the skies note that the sun, which has relentlessly moved southward on the horizon since last June, seems to pause on its journey before beginning to climb northwards to center again. Solstice is a time of pause. So pause. Breathe. Relax. Rest. Be at peace. Spirit of winter rest, help us to enjoy your peace in this quiet place. Grant us awareness. Keep our gratitude fresh each day. May the songs in our heart be blessings and insights to us and to others. And may compassion always shine forth from the depths of our hearts. Let us pause in silence.
The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. And so the shortest day came, and the year died, and everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight. This shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land, they carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace. And now, so do we, here, now, this year and every year. Welcome Yule.
Sharp winds blow, and all the earth lies dread and dim, and yet lies fluttering with dawn. Its light greatly varies, its beauty makes the dawn. Skies are chill and frosts are keen. Home grows in circle, grows now and warms their light within. Spirit is the winter's cold as well as summer's rays. Our song in your garden fold, and keep us through life's wintry days. Life's wintry days.
When I first found the Unitarian Church in Deerfield, Illinois, I felt like I had come home. I felt like a member of the family, like I'd found people like me. And I was thrilled to be in the same family as people like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. I felt like people in my new family thought the way I did, and worshiped the way I did and wanted to. Then I went to a women's retreat. I had been looking forward to it, thinking how great it would be to be around women who shared my interest in talking about religious matters without necessarily using the language of Christianity. I imagined we'd sit around discussing topics, all kinds of interesting topics together, like happened in the UU Church. But soon after I got there, I realized I didn't fit in. I felt like an outsider, uncomfortable with people I didn't know, in an atmosphere that was unfamiliar. It wasn't at all what I expected. Over the course of the weekend, I realized that what was going on was a mix of old Celtic pagan traditions mixed with stuff from Native Americans. It seemed extremely bizarre to me to be reaching back instead of ahead or into someone else's traditions. And above all, to be mixing the two. What did these two remote cultures have in common? It seemed weird to be mixing them up. It was my first introduction to the recent interest in and the practice of earth-centered traditions. That first night when we gathered around a big fire to sing, I was hopeful that at least here I'd feel comfortable. I love singing songs around a campfire, and I know most of the songs that are normally sung around campfires. Well, I didn't know any of the songs they were singing. And near the end, just when I thought I felt as uncomfortable and as much an outsider as it was possible to feel, somebody said, "What a great evening it had been, and thank God nobody had wanted to sing Kumbaya." Just what I'd been missing, those traditional campfire songs. So, since then I've had many encounters with earth-centered ritual in UU circles. In my home church in Illinois, it was expressed in the strong women's programming that had been started as a result of an adult RE class using the curriculum Cakes for the Queen of Heaven. They had women's weekends where no men were allowed inside the building. And then at my internship in Cincinnati, there was a strong pagan group that included women and men. When I was there, they formed an official CUPS group, which is an acronym for Coven of UU Pagans. And they sponsored many rituals and activities. There was a family active in the group, and the son, who was in high school when I was there and very active in even leading rituals, has since gone to study for the UU ministry. I think he's at Harvard, maybe now. Maybe he's done now. Anyway, it's quite exciting. Well, there wasn't enough interest in my congregation in Midland ever to get much going there. Although there were a couple of efforts to start a CUPS group, and we certainly did things in the services. I know I preached about the sixth source, for instance, and that's the one that got added after the hymnals were produced, the one that includes earth-centered traditions as one of the sources of our living tradition, one of the sources it draws from. In my Earth Day services, there used pagan elements. And I've also had experience now with Native American practices. In seminary, I took a class in the Catholic school on training for cross-cultural ministry that included a field trip to the Pine Ridge Reservation of the Lakota Sioux. I participated in sweat lodges and other rituals led by our hosts on the reservation and became interested in Native lore and culture and immersed in it in that experience. Since then, I've experienced other sweat lodges led by people with a strong respect for and inspiration in Native practices and found that they can be just as powerful. By the time I finished my preparation for ministry, I had become comfortable enough with earth-centered worship to lead it. When I was living in Chicago, I started going to a UU camp in Saugatuck, Michigan. One year I did a worship service at camp, and it was down on the beach on Lake Michigan. It's around on Lake Michigan. And so everyone was around me in a big circle, and I was in the center. And I began the service, as we did today, by calling the directions. So I turned to Lake Michigan and I called out, "Spirit of the East." And I addressed the East, and there was twittering in the circle. And then I went around, and when I got to the Spirit of the West and called out, "Spirit of the West," someone called me on it. Apparently, from living in Chicago, it was ingrained habit to assume that the lake is to the east. But I was in Michigan, yes, on the other side of the lake, and I had my directions wrong. So anyway, I'm glad others did it today who knew which way was which. The desire to reach into the past or across cultures to find ways to honor the earth's rhythms is rooted in a need to be more connected to the earth and to our own bodies. We human beings are animals who dance to the beat of the sun and the moon, and we have been disconnected from that aspect of ourselves for too long. We are embodied creatures who can take delight in our embodiedness. Our Western culture and religion has for a long time promoted the notion that we are souls who are unfortunately tied down to earth through this weak and nasty flesh. But we will transcend it when our souls are freed at death, and we will be in a better place. But new insight tells us we don't have to hate our bodies or the fact that we have them. We can actually rejoice in our earthly existence, whether or not we believe there is anything else. We can affirm this life, this flesh, this material world. We can rediscover the magic and mystery in it that is lost when we cease to pay attention to it, when we treat it as something that can be used for our benefit, when we see our goal as not connected to this earth and this planet and the other creatures in it. The practice of earth-centered worship is a way to pay attention to the marvelous universe we live in, that we are a part of. It helps us to reconnect with our place in the stream of life. Earth-centered practice, whether pagan or Native American or any indigenous religion, revolves around the cycles of the earth. Winter solstice is one of the most important observances for all of them. So as we celebrate the solstice today, let us be aware that the life force that animates us animates everything around us as well. Let us expand our awareness of the natural world and its cycles and our respect for it as well. And let's not forget our sisters and brothers who walk on four legs or fly through the air. They are our relatives, and they can teach us many things that we need to learn to live in harmony with the earth. The nights have been getting longer and longer, but tomorrow we will go in a different direction. The rhythms of the earth pulse in us, and we will go in a different direction too. A new year is beginning, and with it, new hope, new promise, new life. Let us rejoice. Blessed be. We have a hymn for our closing hymn that's not in our hymn book, and I believe we're singing it a cappella. And I invite anyone who knows it to to come up and help me lead us in this song. And I know that Hazel and Leslie, just Leslie, and Eloise.
We'll play it one time first.
Yeah.
And it is light, not fire.
Yeah, the second one is light for the soul. Music of light for the soul.
And the second line, the friends, good food, and music are light for the soul. And we'll sing it through one time first, and then invite everyone to join in. After Vladimir plays it through once. Okay?
You start.
Good. Here. First we'll do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. This time, start. Candles keep us from the dark, and candles keep us from the dark, and fire from the cold. Your friends with food and music, our lives keep us so dark, and candles keep us from the dark, and fire from the music. Your friends with food and music, our lives keep us so dark, and candles keep us from the dark, and fire from the music. Your friends with food and music, candles keep us from the dark, and fire keep us from the dark, and friends with food and music. Your friends with food and music, candles keep us from the dark, and candles keep us from the dark, and fire from the music. Your friends with food and music, candles keep us from the dark, and candles keep us from the dark, and fire from the music.
This is a song written by a fellow Norse dancer from Canada, Ian Robb. And again, please join me. It's kind of, we're going to sing it. Kind of what is it? Calling Response, thank you. It's called Song for a New Year. One evening so silent as I was out walking, I spied an old woman sat down by a tree, and as I drew nigh her, I could hear her soft talking. These wishes she made for the child on her knee, for the child on her knee, for the child on her knee. These wishes she made for the child on her knee. First I'll wish that in peace you may always be living. Oh, never to kill at a sergeant's command. For king and for country's no reason for giving your life and your blood in some faraway land. Some faraway land, some far tyrant or government, factory or farm, no matter the wages they'll pay to console you. To slavery's orders, ne'er lift a strong arm, ne'er lift a strong arm, ne'er lift a strong arm. To slavery's orders, ne'er lift a strong arm. May good health be your fortune, no gift can excel it, but guard it from those who would take it away. In mills, mines, and factories, they'll force you to sell it. For industry's profits most dearly you'll pay. Most dearly you'll pay. Most dearly you'll pay. For industry's profits most dearly you'll pay. And the last of my hopes is for friendship and kindred, for the love of companions is our greatest need. And though you may live to the age of 100, if young you'll remain while old friends should succeed. While friends should succeed, while friends should succeed. If young you'll remain while old friends should succeed. So now, lads and lasses, come fill up your glasses and drink our good health to our children so dear. To peace free from classes, while the history it passes. To friends and to loved ones, a happy new year. A happy new year. A happy new year. To friends and to loved ones, a happy new year.
We thank you for coming and attending our rite. As you travel back home, please encourage the light to grow and be strong and warm this home we call Earth. We bid you farewell in love, laughter, and mirth. And now, we'll close our directions.
I thank the guardian of the north for watching over our circle. Farewell and blessed be.
I thank the guardian of the west for watching over our circle. Farewell and blessed be.
I thank the guardian of the south for watching over our circle. Farewell and blessed be.
I thank the guardian of the east for watching over our circle. Farewell and blessed be.
As our chalice is extinguished, we'll read together the words printed in the order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Blessed be, go in peace.